mundane problem comes up, she stonewalls and is defensive. It's like Trump has his wall, but she has a wall around her that gets higher and higher. And then the press and her foes go into a frenzy because they can't get the truth, and there are appearing and disappearing records. And then it snowballs into something that it never needed to be in the first place.
Travelgate on down, from Whitewater through, and it gets longer and longer, and then people say, well, why are you picking on her? And then we move on.
Right.
She wins or loses.
It's a very unhealthy symbiosis.
But in this book, you look at both candidates because you got this rich history with both of them. For example, let's look at Donald Trump for a second. Who's the Donald you know in the 90s, and compare and contrast that to the one that's running?
Well, I started covering his, would-be presidential bids in '99, and we went down to Cuba, and he approached a presidential rope line, and he was really shy about it. He sort of jumped back. And I don't know, he wanted to do it, but I think he thought he could never do it. So I think no one is more surprised to find himself where he is than Donald Trump. He was stunned that he was able to stand on the debate stage and somehow come out the winner.
And he did. He gets the nomination, and he's going against Hillary Clinton, someone he went to his wedding and saw before.
They were friendly.
They were friendly. So you know both of them. Is it hard for you to be critical in this book? You cite a lot of the things that we've talked about, positive and negative, and you got to be critical, both knowing that you know them both.
Well, I think that even Hillary said this at a fundraiser recently, that she's the only thing standing between us and the abyss, meaning Donald Trump. But and a lot of people think that Donald Trump deserves a lot more reproach for his behavior and bigoted comments than Hillary, but I think just because you can reproach Donald when he does something wrong doesn't mean that Hillary is above reproach. I mean, they both have to be examined.
And they both have to do something about this. The real clear average in terms of who these candidates are and their unfavorability is extraordinarily high. Hillary's 55% unfavorable, Donald Trump slightly higher at 58%. How much are they how much is that they're responsible for? Is this their behavior or their perceived behavior?
Well, I think in Trump's case, it's because he went from this New York bon vivant, happy huckster on The Apprentice to people comparing him to Hitler. So that was not a good progression. And in Hillary's case, she has these patterns which are very self-destructive, and the Clintons get you in this situation. And even Democrats, even their most loyal fans in Hollywood, say they get you in the middle of a campaign